Hi everyone, it's Raya. So I wanted to do this reading for, about Megan Thee Stallion. My friend Rosie recommended her, and I think she is definitely the bomb. Both ladies. I mean, Megan has gone through so much for the last couple of years. I remember she came out into the scene, I don't know, like 5-6 years ago, and she blew up. I mean, she was like, she came out of nowhere, and at first I was like, okay, who's this chick? But you know, her music, I loved her music. I used her music when I did certain zodiac signs, especially like for a Capricorn. I did rich. I'm a rich bitch. I'm a rich bitch. And I was like, yeah, that's the perfect song for a Capricorn. So I analyzed her chart. It should be up there. So her sun is in Aquarius, her moon is in Leo, her Venus is in Capricorn, and her Uranus and Neptune are both in Capricorn. And you know, I've done a couple readings on some celebrities, and I think Taylor Swift has that, and Harry Styles. Correct me if I'm wrong, but having Capricorn and two separate planets, especially planets that are about transformation and expectations and pushing boundaries, this is why she and Taylor Swift has changed the name of the game, right? So Sun in Aquarius, she's very progressive. She's very independent, innovative, and eccentric, right? So her approach to her music, to her way of presenting herself to the world is different, and she follows the beat of her own drum. Her moon in Leo, so she's very spotlightish, right? She seeks recognition, she seeks validation. She's warm, she's expressive, and she gets along with a lot of people, or makes people feel very welcome and comfortable, right? So she has a diverse cast of friends and characters in her circle, right? Now she also has to make sure that okay, so if you notice, like, she didn't really go out into the spotlight too much, especially with the court case with her ex, and her foot in the shooting, right? Because that type of spotlight wasn't conducive to her mental well-being, right? So she had to take a step back, because a lot of people were throwing a lot of hate and animosity towards her, which was not right. You know, I don't care where you, like, if you're here to like badger her or say anything negative, like, definitely click off this video, because I'm gonna support a victim, right? And I feel like that kind of broke her in a way, especially with her new single Cobra, right? It came out. I was very enchanted to hear it, and super powerful. Now, it didn't break her, obviously. She's still here, but you know, there was probably moments within her life during that time that, and still, she's still recovering, that's been really detrimental to her mental health. Now, Venus in Capricorn, that's how she loves, right? So she's very practical, and she may not always show her emotions, and she may come off as very cold, but that coldness is really a protective layer, so she doesn't want to always showcase how she feels because of her past. And then this situation with her ex kind of like probably is going to cause her to be closed off in the future when it comes to relationships, because here, this is someone that she was close with, and you know, he betrayed her in some way, whether it was accidental or purpose, whatever. It was just, it doesn't matter, like, it happened, and that's something that should not have happened, right? And she feels like she doesn't feel safe around this person anymore. And when you don't feel safe around someone, you are going to become more guarded than usual. And I mentioned previously a little bit, her Uranus and Neptune is in Capricorn, both of them. So that means she is going to challenge the status quo. She's going to do things differently, and she's going to push boundaries. And sometimes that may not always be realistic, but that's what, those type of people are the ones that create change. And I feel like she is the one that is going to create change. So let's get into Megan's energy. Currently, ooh, a card just flew out. So we have the Hangman. She's just chilling. She's observing. She's probably analyzing a lot what's happened to her, and this is where she's going to be creating much more empowering music. My cat just scratched me like accidentally, and I just feel like that's a sign. It's like that's gonna be a little scratch in her life, right? With what happened. Yes, it's really significant now, but 20, 30, 40 years from now, she's gonna look at it and it's just gonna be a faint memory of what happened to her, right? And it's not really what happened to her, but it's what happened for her to push her more into alignment to where she wants to be, right? And I think with the hangman, it's just pausing, reflecting, creating. And it's that always that gestation period where you're kind of in incubation, but doesn't mean nothing's happening. It's you're calming your energy. You're aligning yourself to your one true self, right? Look at the Two of Cups. She's finding peace within herself. She's acknowledging and thanking people who've been there for her. And she's forging on and will create relationships that are more attuned to her and where she feels safe. Because this situation that occurred did not make her feel safe. And no matter what, like people need to feel safe. And if they don't feel safe, they're always going to be traumatized by that experience, by that particular person. And if they don't heal, that trauma will always come out, right? And I think she wants to heal that part. She wants to be able to trust people again, because that situation kind of shut her down, right? It closed her off and not wanting to trust people. I mean, can you blame her, right? The Sun. She's on a healing process. She is on a creativity process. She is on, I'm going to find my inner joy. I'm going to heal my inner child. And I just feel like that is like what's happening. She is healing her inner child wounds with this situation, with her fan base, or with the people that were not there for her. And she had to really dig deep in her soul and say, you know, I got this. There's something in me that people don't know, but it's resilience. It's that powerful ability to transmute my pain into power. Like that's her. Like, you know, some people can look at a situation and say, you know, that was horrible. And that sucks and it's gonna affect me for the rest of my life. And some people are gonna say, you know, that shit was pretty toxic. It was terrible. But you know what? It changed me to be a better person. I learned a lot from that situation, and I feel she's the latter. Is the type that will find joy in whatever pain that she's gone through in order to learn from it and in order to grow from it. All right, let's see what else is happening. The Tower and the Magician card. I swear to God, can't make this stuff up like this. The Tower card is about, you know, transformation, but it's also about things falling apart, like literally and figuratively. But knowing that that's had to happen for a reason. Like there was a purpose to go through that pain. There was a purpose to go through those challenges in your life. And, you know, I saw this video my friend Rosie shared with me. Someone had posted about Megan and how she was able to transmute her pain into power. And literally these are these cards. Like she's a magician. She's an alchemist. And anyone who can do that will be bigger than what they initially had envisioned for themselves. Like, you know, you have to understand shit happens to us, right? But it also happens for us. And it's either we can dwell and be sad and depressed and say, oh, why me, why me? Or we can say, you know what? Yeah, why the fuck me? You know what? I'm not a victim, but I'm going to take whatever it is that God, the universe wanted me to learn, and I'm going to use that as my power, my source of power. Instead of being resentful and angry, I'm going to take all those emotions, learn to mix it in with power, transformation, and create something out of chaos. And people who can do that, nothing can stop them. And that's a message to you guys who are watching. Like, you got to learn how to start doing that. Like, no matter what happens to you, because shit happens, you have to learn to change it. All right, let's get one final card. Ooh. Wow. Closed doors, and it came up in the reverse position. But I think that's her. Okay. So it says anger and passion is locked up. Antisocial tendencies, rejection, being shut out of something, an outcast. And I feel like this is what she's feeling from a lot of people who did not support her. But you know what? She's closing the door on those people. She's closing the door on people who rejected her. She's closing the door on people who considered her an outcast and a liar. She's shutting that. She's like, you know what? You have your opinions about me. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, people are going to have positive and negative things to say about you no matter who the hell you are, right? Like Jesus had haters, right? So she's deciding, I'm going to shut that door. I'm not going to allow it anymore, right? There's a number 28, and 28 reduces to a 10, and 10 is the magician. I have that power to decide who I'm going to listen to and who I'm going to allow to affect my life. And I feel that's what she's doing. She's closing that. And I feel I'm going to leave this with you guys. No matter what anyone says about you, the one thing you need to believe is what you think about yourself and what you need to do to change your life. Anyway, guys, good luck with everything.